Well, if you're retiring soon, you'll be worse off than those who stopped work a decade ago. SBS Finance editor Ricardo Goncalves joins us now, and that's the warning from the Reserve Bank Governor.
And it's not just a problem in Australia, Janice. It's never been tougher for conservative investors to earn a good return with global interest rates so low. Take a look at the local Big Four banks. According to finder.com.au, these are their rates for a 12-month fixed-term deposit of $50,000. This morning, the RBA's Glenn Stevens acknowledged those leaving the workforce now have to accept a lot more risk to generate appropriate income in the future.
That problem must be acute in Europe, as I've said, where sovereign yields for some countries are negative for significant term. But it's also potentially a non-trivial question in our own country.
But for those not willing to take on excessive risk, here are the top 4 12-month fixed-term deposits of the smaller players, according to finder.com.au. Well, shares on Wall Street fell overnight amid speculation the US Federal Reserve, which meets tonight, won't move on interest rates anytime soon. But there was one stock which moved higher and hit a record in after-hours trade, and that was Apple. The world's biggest company beat expectations by posting a 33% lift in quarterly profit and increased its dividend, while iPad sales were down. And it didn't say exactly how many new Apple Watches have been ordered. Mac computer sales did rise, and the standout continues to be its iPhone. More than 61 million were sold, and a greater portion of that in China.
Look at China, 71% increase. That's just phenomenal. So basically now the Chinese market has become more important than the US market. And to a great extent, the Chinese market is still untapped. It's not a mature business. It's a growth business there.
To the Australian share market now, which fell despite a 2% increase in iron ore prices overnight. The miners were down. Westpac was the worst of the big 4 banks. Retailers like Harvey Norman and Woolies did well. Telstra fell 1/3%. In Japan, the Nikkei rose back above 20,000 points. The Australian dollar is firmer against the greenback and is gaining strength against the Kiwi, moving away further from parity. And on the commodity markets, gold is up while oil is down. And the good news for public servants today and their superannuation, the Future Fund stands at $117 billion. That's an impressive 15% return in the 9 months to the end of March. And that, Anton, means it has outperformed the broader market.
Thanks, Ricardo.